Ra, I say, I should do, I should take, I should want vibrations every baka. May your mind, bodies, and souls be old. May your omens be sound. May your bakas be leaven off the ground when we keep to the breath, to the earth, to the mouth, or to the sound. The soul of Ra guides and keeps you old. Ayan Ma, I say Ra, Ela say El say I, Christ Story Chaplain, Tata Amin Ra. I am Truth Awareness, True Talk, and be a part of the greatest transfer of Ma'el, that's intelligence, summonology to Ungodu. This is sound logic. And with all that being offered to you, being a fool is absolutely your choice. This is going to be part 3 of the Crypto Shit Shower update for 1846/47. Okay? Because 846 landed on the first part of Teray, and a little over 2 hours ago, we turned to 1847. So as we discovered, we went through the 45 ray cycle, okay, and we compared it to the markets, and we found a consistency as we predicted, as we shown, as I stated from the very first video. Okay, everything happened exactly how it should when a parasite is attached to the body. When the body is in the highest altitude, okay, that is when the parasite brings the body back down, okay, to a level where it can breathe. Okay, you understand that. And it can breathe when you can't. The less it can breathe, the less you breathe, the more it has power over you. Okay, the more it can control you. Okay, so it doesn't want you going to high altitude. Okay, you understand this. All right, so we're gonna now look at turn 42 moving forward. Okay, we're gonna give the monthly breakdown, and we're going to let it play out because we're just observing in relation to the markets. This is how it all began. Okay? We're just seeing what happens, and we're hoping that we can bring some form of synchronicity, whereas chaos can no longer reign. And when chaos can no longer reign, then we are in control. The markets can correct themselves. Okay, we're doing what they can't. They can't do what I'm doing. Okay, and what we are doing, who are keeping and carrying the Kagadora. Okay, this needs to go in all institutions, all facets of reality. Okay, this is just one facet, okay, of the many that I have entered in, including sports. You can't forget. Okay, we gave birth to the Paranormal Mirror League sports simulation because we recognize sports as a religion. It's got constant rituals. It's a vacuum for energy. Okay, and it's controlled right now. Okay, there's a perception, that there's good teams and bad teams. So there's a God and there's a devil, but the God and the devil, they're on the same team. So we're injecting sound so that we can give our spirits, our teams, a sound spirit. Okay, so we can really be engaged in what we have to recognize as spiritual warfare. Okay. Because when cities, countries, nations, and the whole world is focused on an event, and there's a winner and there's a loser, okay, we can only recognize and realize what's going on. It's an energy vacuum, okay? And we want to keep our energy. When the markets are hot, when we are receiving, we want to be able to bank our ether instead of using it to emotionally recover. This is what I'm trying to bang into your heads, how the market is being used. It's used to manage your behavior. It's used to as a vacuum to suck and to vacate your soul. Okay, your energy, your ether. Okay, that's all it's for. Okay, it's a simulation. Your money, your hard work to earn it is perceived as real. Okay? They want to take that, not because they need it, because it's a symbolic piece of your energy. Okay, your emotions is attached to all of those what are now considered credits. Okay, if you notice their language, they're not even talking dollars and cents anymore. Okay, they're talking in the terms of credit. Okay, you understand this, people. Okay, so when we recognize and realize, we can expect that when the ether is lower, when the power bar is lower, this is when most manipulation can occur. They can bring it up, they can bring it down, they can keep it sideways, whatever works for them. Okay, but when the ether is in 7, 8, and 9 mode, okay, the market is going to be as high as it's going to be for during that period of time. Okay, if you can make sense of what I said. Okay, if the market is 1,000 on a 7, okay, then it's going to be 1,000 is the highest that it could reach during that time period. That's going to be the top. Okay, if it goes up even more on an 8, then that's the highest it's going to be during that time period. It's the top. Okay, certainly by 9. Okay, if they're not using the ether to distract you so that they can extract your attention and your energy, keep you elevated, okay, while they're taking something out from under your feet, they are going to openly bring markets down, create events in the world and all sorts of things where it's going to cause you to feel emotionally disturbed and harmed. Okay? And then when you're spending your energy on the 1 that you got from the 9, they're also going to take. Okay? The only time there's an exception is if they're using the solar activity that's occurring here, okay, to cause an event that's countering this activity, okay, where it benefits them for you to be looking at your gains. Okay? Meanwhile, they're taking something real away or causing real harm. Because come 1 and 2, they just take back what they gave you, what they let you keep here. Okay? I'm not going to go through it here. This is just a summary of understanding, of understanding as we look and what we could expect. Okay? So we could see that the numbers are continuing to grow. Last cycle 41, we started at 1801. This cycle we're starting at 1846. So we are not going backwards. We're not going in reverse. It doesn't matter about the numerology and the gematria numbers, okay? Because these numbers here that represent the altitude, I should say, okay, the elevation is we're continuing to climb no matter what. This is truly what happens in our reality. We don't go round and round spiraling down. Okay, we go round and round spiraling up. Okay, only in the markets it can go round and round and round and go down. But in the ethers, it's never going down. We're always going up. Okay, there's outside issues, okay, that are conflicting the ether through us that bring us down. Okay, but you can clearly see, if you're watching, we are getting closer and closer to what you were taught, or you should have been taught, is a Van Allen belt. Okay? And this is facts, people. Okay, this is facts. This is when we start going through meteorite debris and all sorts of shit. Okay? You understand? Okay, so all of this is going to impact on what the draconians can and can't do. Okay, and like I'm telling you, when we reach 1867, okay, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 days from now. Okay? Within 20 days from here, and then December the 2nd, okay, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 872, between 1867 and 1872. Okay, maybe a little bit before, after, maybe a little bit before, we're going to have a black swan event. Why? Because I told you at the beginning of last Ray, Donald Trump on 1807 said that he wants to bring back the Insurrection Act, okay, of 1807. And he said that on October the 7th, which fell on an 1807. So on October the 7th, on 1807, when both calendars were in sync by the day, he announced something that he wants to put into the future. That's called a seed. Okay? He used time to do it. Okay, so now that seed is supposed to sprout 60 days from it when it was planted. How did I get that? Because I researched when was the Civil War. And they said the Civil War began in 1867 after the Insurrection Act was enabled that Civil War to happen. Okay, they created the act in 1807, and it wasn't until 60 years later where they finally announced the Civil War that was enacted based on the laws that were passed 60 years ago. Okay, so we know they're not going to be creating this event to not use it. The only way it's not going to happen is because I'm constantly talking about it, making it aware. So now it's going to lose its effect. Because when it does happen, everybody should now be looking at me, okay, and the shit that I'm doing and be getting on board. And you could damn well know they don't want that to happen. Okay, so once again, just like I've been telling you when to expect CMEs and all that shit, there should be nothing but gratitude. You guys should all be humble because I know you're dealing with a lot of stupid, crazy shit, bullshit that's making you not get together with me and aiding us and becoming souls because that's our right. Okay? Just because I'm not telling you that you're going to have to fight physically, hand-to-hand combat and all this other shit that everybody else is telling you. Just because I'm telling you actually have to do some work and nothing I have is just going to touch you and make you better. Okay? This is process shit, so you got to do the process. That's what Source is all about. And it seems that most of you guys want to be baby birds with your mouth open, never leaving that nest. No matter how much feathered you got, you can't leave that nest. You can't dare look down and spread your wings and trust that you're going to glide. Trust that your genes got it all in you to fly. Okay, but the reality is you're not going to have access to your genetic material if you're not in sound logic. If you're not using your senses to navigate your space, then you're just using your eyes, then your eyes is controlling your brain. Your senses are muted. They're usurped. Okay? This is what I'm teaching people. Okay? This is what I'm teaching. Okay? So we have to expect looking forward, since we have only 20 more days left. Okay? They have to push the market up. Okay? As far as they're going to push the market up. Okay? Because come these times, you're going to be using this energy to bring the markets down. You got to look when Christmas time comes, we're going to be hitting 888s. We're going to be double eights for 10 days, people. 888, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 days of 888s, including 1888, ending on a 9. Ending on a 99. Again. Okay, every turn we end on 99s. This is constant power, obliteration of these parasites. We're going into heights they cannot come. This is why everybody needs to be roboted. Everybody's genetics needs to be negated and everything, because they realize they can't allow not one fucking being, not one plant, not one leaf, not one tree, nothing. Okay, because that's all it's going to take. Okay, that's all it's going to take to command anything that can receive sound thought. Okay, because Ra is back. This means the senses prevail. Everything is coming through your senses. It's not coming through your eyes. There's nothing for you to look at. Okay, it's nothing for you to look at. This is why you have the term wake up. It's not wake up your eyes, it's wake up your senses, people. It's coming to your senses. Okay, I'm telling you the true verbiage from day one. From day one, it's been me telling you it's about coming to your senses. They never taught you once. Okay, nobody, no religion, nobody, whether they're in jail or not, never, ever, ever told you about a sound Messiah. Never. Not one person. Okay, I'm the only person because I'm the sound Messiah. Okay? It's coming to your senses. What we need is to learn how to operate through a sound mind. Okay? It takes work. It takes deprogramming. It takes deconstructing. Okay? Thankfully, I put in a lot of work and I got a lot more work to do. Okay? So there's a lot of support that I need, people. Okay, and the most support is going and getting that app, getting on the timeline. Okay, getting on the timeline. That's the biggest help that everybody can do for themselves, for me, for this planet, for Raw, for everything, is get off that timeline. Give power to this timeline. Okay, because it's doing so much for us. Okay, so much. Okay, so like I said, if they're going to maintain the markets and utilize it for the public, okay, to control the public at large, okay, where it's going to be broadcasted and accessible by the public, they have to push the price of Bitcoin because Bitcoin is their Jesus. It represents their savior, which is the blockchain. Okay, nothing else matters. The value of nothing else matters. Okay. And I already wrote 3 years ago, and I'm going to pull that article out the next day or two. I already told people in detail that they are going to sacrifice Bitcoin just the same way they sacrifice Jesus symbolically. Okay? Because it's all symbolically. Okay? So before we stray, we're going to look here. So they have to bring the value of Bitcoin higher than 1890, meaning 189,000. Okay? I'm not saying it's going to happen before 1867. It would be great. It's not going to happen. Okay? But the process has to begin, meaning they have to raise the price up like this is raising. They have to. If they start going back down as this goes higher, then this means they're taking this away. So this means you need to be reducing your risk in the market. Okay, and you should have been planning to utilize this money, which they realize they don't want anybody utilizing this money to survive or survive one day independent of, their water trucks and everything else that they got happening all over the world. That's coming to your door. Okay, you understand? Okay, this is what they want. Okay, this is what these draconians are doing. Okay, I'm not calling anybody's name. I'm not calling out governments. I'm calling out the source. Okay? When they want to punish me or punish anybody for saying the word draconian, then that means they're the draconians. Okay, and the minute they go around openly being the draconians, then they have to deal with that. Okay? And we are in the ethers and Ra's here. Okay, so it's all about drawing them out. Okay? It's not